breaking news.
Now at 4, the governor wants to call lawmakers back here to the Capitol to look at gun laws. That's according to a senior administration official. And it comes after a shooter used high-powered firearms to kill 2 young children in a church and hurt 18 others. This afternoon, the governor posted, quote, "It is time to take serious action at the state capitol to address gun violence." If a special session does happen, we're told that it could happen as soon as next month. Plus,
we are united in grief. We're united in action, and we're united in a shared resolve to make sure that we are showing the kind of love that is emblematic of the city that we are.
We're just days away from most of our kids heading back to school, and the city vows students will be safe. Thanks for joining us. As the investigation continues into the mass shooting at Annunciation Catholic School, we're learning more about lives lost.
8-year-old Fletcher Merkel and 10-year-old Harper Moisky were killed when a shooter opened fire into the pews of an all-school mass on Wednesday. Both families have released statements saying their children were loved and will be deeply missed.
Our Caroline Cummings is live in Minneapolis, where touching tributes are pouring in. Caroline.
Well, hi there, Jeff and Aaron. I've been here at Annunciation Church for the past 3 days since that unimaginable tragedy unfolded. And what started as a small memorial with a few flowers has been just growing by the minute. Hundreds of people showed up today to lay flowers, write messages in chalk, or simply stand in silence to pay their respects. Some of them have had ties to the church or school. They went here, or they have kids who attended or currently attend here. But others are just people in the community who felt compelled to visit as Minnesota mourns this enormous loss. Marianne Rother recently celebrated her 50th 8th grade graduation or reunion.
I knew every nook and cranny of this place, so even though I am not presently a member here, I'm at another church, it's just like somebody tore into my heart. And there's a scar now that will heal, but it will never be the same. And that's what's really hard.
For Marianne and others I've spoken with, they are heartened, though, that even in the midst of this tragedy, the community is really stepping up to support the families here, the community wrapping its arms around each other as they try to move forward. Nearby at the Kowalskis on Lindale, just down the street here, the grocery store is donating all of the proceeds from flower purchases to the church and school over the next few days. So something to think about if you want to come and bring some flowers and mourn the unthinkable tragedy that happened here, Aaron and Jeff.
Yeah, a wonderful way for the whole neighborhood to show support.
So many people already doing that. Thank you, Caroline.
In all, 18 people were hurt in the shooting. 15 of them were children.
As of this afternoon, 1 child is still in critical condition at HCMC. The other 3 are adults in their 80s. As Frankie McLister shares, all of them will need help coping with this tragedy for years to come.
We can see that several names are on display here, as many are trying to commemorate the victims of the tragedy and want you to remember their names and their stories. Andre Gunter, who's just 13, is one of those 15 children still recovering from being shot. His family says today that, quote, "Thankfully he's doing okay and getting better physically. But emotionally, he's very worried about his classmates, praying for them and their families, and worrying for their recoveries too." In a confirmed online fundraiser, Gunter was said to look at the surgeon and ask one simple, powerful request: to pray with him. Doreen Kellogg nannies 4 children that were inside with Gunter.
Their mental health, I pray for all those children that were in there. Their lives have changed forever.
Like 11-year-old Chloe, who chatted with CNN and ran to the pre-K room.
We all started to help, like putting tables on the doors, locking the doors, putting all this stuff on the doors as much as we could.
And 12-year-old Grayson, who remembered what they'd trained for in the classroom.
To hide under the pews and just sit there and stay, because I didn't want anybody to move. I just wanted people to be quiet.
A scenario so daunting to those in the room.
The most beautiful people in the world go to church here.
And if you yourself are looking to help, we have a list of some of the best verified resources for you on WCCO.com. Frankie McLister, WCCO News.
It was just a few minutes, but it changed countless families forever. And looking closely at those few minutes, it tells a story of how a rapid response likely saved lives.
Minneapolis 500 West 54th, Cook 3. Police reporter in a shooting.
The first call for help comes from inside this all-school mass.
Start of plan 1 for the shooting. Notes indicate possible active shooter.
Just 4 minutes later.
By 8:31, a Minneapolis police officer in a regular uniform with no helmet, no SWAT gear, ran into the church.
Still pretty fluid.
That officer runs towards danger.
Active shooter still in progress.
Without knowing what he'd see.
And there are confirmed victims with injuries out there.
And before these calls came.
They got a shooter down as of now.
The suspect killing themselves just minutes after opening fire.
Had a rifle and shotgun. He's down right now.
But then the scope of the tragedy becomes clear.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt here. We just got an update from squads. They want EMS in front of the church for victims. We have at least 20 victims at this point is what they're saying.
And the chaos and confusion that follows.
All responding units, please keep your eyes open. Shooter is still possibly in the area. Preliminary reports that we're getting here is the shooter is 5'4", deceased. Start bringing ambulances in. I'm going to be working on triage.
2 patients with gunshot wounds to their head in front. There's also a critical patient in the rear of the church.
The ages of the victims hard to hear.
We have a 9-year-old patient. Transporting one 10-year-old male, red trauma, gunshot wound to the head.
But the bravery of these first responders hard to deny.
All known patients have been triaged and transported.
Those swift actions undoubtedly saved the lives of many of those children.
We train for this. Most of us all have kids, though, so it's still really, really hard.
Our Uba Ali joins us now. She's been digging for clues into the background of the shooter.
Okay, so Uba, what have we found?
The investigation is digging deeper into the life of the shooter responsible for the recent tragedy at Annunciation. An educator who taught the shooter when they were at a different school is providing a sobering perspective. Sarah Reilly taught art class for the shooter several years back. It wasn't until she saw this photo that it hit her. She remembers them as an odd, different kid who was goofy, but at the same time, someone who needed help. She says she noticed signs of self-harm and she reported it, but she believes there needs to be urgent changes to how mental health is handled in schools.
I think that with the lack of systems we have in place to support children, a lot of kids fall through the cracks. And not every kid that falls through the cracks becomes a mass shooter. But a lot of kids fall through the cracks.
We also just got this new search warrant filed as part of the investigation into the shooter. We're going through that now and we'll tell you what we learned coming up all new at 5. Jeff and Aaron.
Okay, interesting perspective from the former teacher. Thank you so much, Uba. And more to come on the deadly school shooting, including tips on how to talk with your children about what happened.